What if I told you that the cast of Henry Danger has been hiding one of the biggest secrets in plain sight? And once you discover their real ages in 2026, it completely changes how you see every episode. Back when we watched the show, everything felt natural. Teenagers looked like teenagers, friendships felt real, and the superhero world blended perfectly with everyday life. But years later, fans started connecting the dots, and what they found created a wave of shock, curiosity, and even debate. Because the truth is, many of these actors were not the ages you thought they were. And once that illusion breaks, you start noticing things you never saw before. Henry Hart. Henry Hart was introduced as the average teenage boy who suddenly found himself living a double life as Kid Danger. On screen, he felt relatable, awkward at times, brave when needed, and constantly balancing school with secret missions. But by 2026, fans were stunned to realize that the actor behind Henry was older than the character he portrayed. This revelation added a whole new layer to his performance. The confidence, the timing, the emotional control, it all made sense now. The controversy wasn't about deception, but perception. Viewers began questioning how easily they accepted the illusion. Yet, instead of breaking the magic, it enhanced appreciation, because playing younger convincingly is far harder than it looks. Henry's journey became more than just a superhero story. It became an example of how acting can blur reality so well that audiences don't even question it until years later. Charlotte Page. Charlotte Page always stood out as the calm, intelligent problem solver of the group. While others reacted emotionally, she approached situations with logic and clarity. When her real age surfaced in 2026, it explained why her performance felt so grounded. She wasn't just playing smart, she carried natural maturity into the role. This sparked a subtle debate among fans. Should teenage characters feel this composed? Or is that what makes them compelling? Charlotte's presence proved that intelligence on screen often comes from experience behind the scenes. Her ability to stay balanced in chaotic situations made her one of the most reliable characters in the show. By the time fans fully understood her real age, it didn't feel surprising anymore, it felt necessary. Because without that level of maturity, the character might not have felt as real. Jasper Dunlop. Jasper Dunlop was the unpredictable wild card. His exaggerated reactions and random humor made him unforgettable from the very beginning. But here's where things took an unexpected turn. By 2026, fans discovered that the actor behind Jasper was significantly older than the character he played. And suddenly, everything clicked. His comedic timing wasn't accidental, it was refined. His chaotic energy wasn't random, it was controlled. This realization completely changed how fans viewed his role. Instead of seeing him as just comic relief, audiences began recognizing the skill behind the performance. It sparked appreciation rather than criticism. Jasper's character became proof that comedy is one of the hardest forms of acting, and sometimes the funniest characters are played by those with the most experience. Piper Hart. Piper Hart brought loud energy, dramatic reactions, and unforgettable moments to the show. As Henry's younger sister, she often created chaos in the most entertaining ways. Unlike others, Piper's real age was closer to her character. By 2026, fans realized they had actually watched her grow up in real time. This authenticity created a deeper emotional connection. Her development didn't feel scripted, it felt natural. As she matured, her character evolved from being purely comedic to showing more independence and confidence. This growth made her stand out even more. Piper's journey became one of the most genuine in the series. She wasn't just playing a role, she was living it as she grew. Ray Manchester. Ray Manchester, also known as Captain Man, was the fearless superhero everyone looked up to. By 2026, fans weren't surprised by his real age, but they were impressed by his ability to maintain such high energy. Playing a superhero requires physical strength, charisma, and presence. What made Ray stand out was his ability to balance humor with authority. He wasn't just a mentor, he was a personality. His performance showed that age doesn't limit energy, it enhances control. Schwoz added a layer of unpredictability to every scene. His inventions, behavior, and personality made him one of the most unique characters. By 2026, fans realized that his real age contributed to the depth of his performance. He wasn't just playing eccentric, he was crafting it with precision. His character became a reminder that experience allows actors to take creative risks that make performances unforgettable. Gooch may not have been a central character, but his presence added humor and realism to the world of Swellview. By 2026, even smaller roles like his became part of fan discussions about casting and authenticity. Mr. Hart. Jake Hart often appeared unaware of the chaos happening around him. But his performance added subtle humor and balance to the show. His real age aligned more naturally with his role, making his character feel believable. Mrs. Hart. Chris Hart brought emotional awareness and structure to the Hart family. As fans revisited the show, they realized how important her role was in grounding the story. Sydney contributed to the school environment and social dynamics of the show. By 2026, even characters like Sydney became part of discussions about how every role shapes the overall world. Oliver added depth to the background of the story. Though not always in focus, his presence helped create a more believable environment. In the end, the real ages of the Henry Danger cast didn't break the illusion, they revealed the craftsmanship behind it. Because what we see on screen isn't always reality, it's something even more powerful. It's storytelling designed so perfectly that we never question it until years later.